This is the beginning to show and fight for Americans across the country. Let me just say this. With the government open, we can focus on passing a full bipartisan budget for 2026.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues are satisfied with this agreement, but waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome. So let me be clear. No one in the Senate chamber wants to extend the ACA tax credits more than I do.
I joined this group to make sure that we could get important protections for federal employees. And what we have in this bill is the restoration of all the furloughed employees and a guarantee of their back pay.
Well, the Senate cleared a critical procedural hurdle overnight to bring an end to this record 41-day government shutdown. 8 Democrat members joined all but 1 Republicans in a 60-40 vote, allowing the updated continuing resolution to move forward after more than a dozen failed votes since September. The agreement includes a minibus of 3 full-year appropriations bills, funding agencies such as agriculture through next fall. It also funds the SNAP program through next summer, and next September, rather, and reverses federal worker layoffs via the reduction in force notifications. A final package vote set for the coming days. California Congressman Ro Khanna, meanwhile, did not vote for it. He is calling for Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to be replaced, saying he's, quote, no longer effective. Of course, he is a House member, and the House will get its chance to vote on this week. Joining me now is Congressman Michael Rulli. Congressman, what can you tell us about it? The deal still needs a House approval, obviously, President Trump's signature that we're expecting later this week. What is your expectations for this advancement?
Well, I'm so excited that we had 8 senators have a moment of clarity, and I'm so glad that they caved. They owned the shutdown. They celebrated the shutdown. They destroyed the blue-collar worker, air traffic controllers, SNAP programs. They bragged about what they did, and we had 8 wonderful senators have that moment of clarity. They caved. So it's going to be procedure right now. They're bringing Cornyn. I believe he was flying in from Texas. We get that vote. We have a conference call. We're going to huddle this morning. I believe around 10 or 11 with the speaker. I imagine we'll get the 48-hour call. We'll be there Wednesday, probably work all day Wednesday, Thursday, bang this out. Should have it to the president's desk by Friday.
All right, so you're expecting the president to sign it and reopen this government by the end of this week. Look, the House voting timing is when? Wednesday?
Wednesday would be the earliest, Maria, probably Thursday.
Okay. And in terms of this vote on extending the Obamacare subsidies, when are you expecting that? Sometime in December?
I am. You know, I did this show before, and I brought this up. We spent all of 2026 working on this in committees. This was always the intention of the speaker, to reach across the aisle, to work on the Obamacare subsidies. They lied to you before. They're lying to you again. They never meant it to be temporary. They always meant to be permanent. We'll do the big boy work. We'll fix it. We'll get there, and we'll have it done before we get to Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Committee for a Responsible Budget says that the temporary enhanced ACA, Affordable Care Act subsidies will expire this year, and fully extending them without any offsets as part of reopening this government would be the costliest way to end this shutdown ever. Are you thinking about if you could do a 1-year extension? Because a 2-year extension costs $60 billion. A full-year extension costs $350 billion. I mean, if you do a full counter proposal, that rolls back the One Big Beautiful Bill Act's Medicaid savings. So your thoughts on how far lawmakers are willing to take this?
I don't think there's any way we're going to go 2 years. I think 1 year would be pushing it, perhaps even something shorter. I'm very curious to see where leadership's head is about that. Very specific situations that we got to work on. I'm not going to be cool with the 2-year extension. I will not be.
Of course, understood. And that's basically the feeling of most people. Republican lawmakers are demanding the impeachment, meanwhile, of D.C. District Court Judge James Boasberg after documents showed that more than 160 Republicans, including current Trump administration officials, were spied on and investigated by the FBI under former President Biden. I spoke with Trump media CEO Devin Nunes about it yesterday, and he said that former Special Counsel Jack Smith targeted his company even before it was a public company. Watch this.
One would think that Trump media would not have been caught up into Arctic frost at all, largely because, Maria, we just became a public company in 2024, and we were nowhere around in 2021 on January 6th.
What are you saying about J.P. Morgan?
When the Arctic frost went after our bank records at Trump media, that's inexplicable because we didn't exist. Furthermore, why did J.P. Morgan target us and not tell us? We're a Florida company. When we were a private company just going public, J.P. Morgan then debanked us at that time. Now, luckily enough, we had other banks in line, First Citizens, but right at the time that we were going public in early 2024, in the spring of 2024, right at the height of the campaign, we were trying to get our company that saved free speech, Truth Social, saving free speech, making sure that we all had a voice. At that time, J.P. Morgan inexplicably debanked us. And we need to know why that happened.
So Devin Nunes is alleging that Jack Smith subpoenaed records from J.P. Morgan of Trump Media and Technology Group. Now, and then proceeded to debank them. J.P. Morgan told Fox Business back in August, "We do not close accounts for political reasons, and we agree with President Trump that regulatory change is desperately needed. We commend the White House for addressing this issue and look forward to working with them to get this right." But, Congressman, what we keep seeing is more claims and more evidence that Jack Smith used corporate America to do its dirty work. His office, the Special Counsel office, called Verizon, called AT&T, wanted phone records of 200 Republicans, including 10 sitting lawmakers, as well as calling J.P. Morgan, according to Devin Nunes, to get their bank records. What are you going to do to stop this kind of dirty political tricksters?
Well, Jack Smith, in my opinion, this is treasonous. So let that word sink in. That's what this is. Jack Smith and his little cronies will destroy this republic. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. I think we could join together and stop this lawfare. I think Lindsey Graham was over the weekend making all the circuit, and he was saying how, think about it in committee. They subpoenaed Verizon and AT&T on their phone records. We do not do this. These are the same type of people that raided Mar-a-Lago and found nothing. If they continue with this, the republic will die. We have to investigate them, whether it's going to be in my good friend Jim Jordan or Comer's committee. We have to overturn every stone, find out what they did. How dare they go to Verizon and AT&T and they spy on our duly elected officials? This is the death of the republic. It's treasonous. Jack Smith must be held responsible and probably should do jail time.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsey Graham was on with me yesterday and walked us through exactly what took place here, and he wants answers from all of these companies. You're saying Jack Smith should face jail time?
I do. I think if he's the leader, you know what they say with the snake, you cut off the head. If he's leading this, we have to let future people know, on Republicans and Democrats, we're not going to put up with this. We don't do this.
Real quick, President Trump vowing to give nearly every American $2,000, a check for $2,000, because of the tariff revenues. He blasted those who are against his tariff plans, saying it's foolish. Congressman, your reaction to that $2,000 check?
I love it. It's always the people's money. President Trump knows it was always the people's money. No one will spend your money better than you will. Let's get it out of the government hands. Let's get it back in your hands. Let's drop interest rates, and let's get this economy going.
All right. We will be watching all of that. Congressman, good to see you this morning. Thank you. Michael Rulli joining us, and we'll be right back.